Attention Pioneer. The following instructional video is a summary of your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for Fixit Incorporated. Fixit pioneers have 3 cyclical assigned pillars of work to ultimately accomplish project assembly. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings. Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure. Make sure to report any unusual discoveries to R&D for analysis. Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation. That's it. Get to work and be effective. Warning, planetfall imminent. Please remain seated during full procedure. Atmospheric entry in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Planetfall procedure initialized.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're talking about Satisfactory. The game is still in early access. I'm going to go ahead and put that right on the tin. But it's fun. This is one of those games that you can just lose yourself in it for hours and hours and hours and hours. It's well, to put it simply, it's really satisfying. It's a very interesting game. It's a very pretty game. Let's just go ahead and be clear with that. It's a very, very attractive game. It does have multiplayer. The multiplayer has issues here and there, but it does have it. I mean, the game's overwhelmingly positive on Steam, 96% positive, and it's normally like $30, so I don't think that's a bad price for the amount of time that you'll probably spend playing this damn game. Like, there's so many things that you can do in this game, you know, and there's so much technology that you can do, you know. Like, you're more or less going to be spending a lot of time building stuff. Building cool stuff.
Also known as artificial directory and assistant.
So what's the premise? What's the goal point? What's the story? So the story is, well, it's fairly open-ended, honestly. You are employed by a company called Fixit, and you are sent down onto a planet to basically, more or less, gather resources. And you are building a factory of sorts. You know, you start off, you disassemble your thing, you go through your little introductory stuff, you find a decent spot, set up your hub, and you just kind of go from there. And the sky is really the limit. You know, this is one of those games that it lets you kind of do things how you want to do. You know, you find your resource nodes for your iron and stuff like that. And you can have there are aliens that'll attack you, so you can research and create new weapons beyond just the little, you know, taser that you're given, the little Xeno Zapper. And yeah, there's a lot though, a lot that you can do. There's and there's room for creativity. You know, there's no rules stating where you have to put things or how you have to put things. Like, there's rules of physics, sure, but there's no rules that say you can't run your pipes in one way or another. If you want to run your pipes in the shape of a stick dude, then you can do that. You can make a stick dude out of pipes, you know, and if you want to run your conveyor belts in a big old loop-de-loop that goes up, kind of like a roller coaster, then comes all the way back down, there's nothing stopping you. There's absolutely nothing stopping you, you know, and you can build platforms upon which to construct your empire, you know, and there's a lot of interesting stuff to discover, a lot of cool things to discover, and there's just a lot of exploration to do. I want to bring it home again, the game is gorgeous. There's a lot of really cool scenery to look at, and there's just so many ways to accomplish your goals, you know, and the goals are really your own goals. Whatever it is that you want to do with your factory. Obviously, there's your progression, your regular progression at the hub via your milestones, and then in order to unlock further milestones to be able to further improve things, you're also going to want to, you know, work on packages to send out via a space elevator. Now, a space elevator, you have a space elevator. That's fucking cool in and of itself, you know. You can get vehicles, you can get a pet in the form of a lizard doggo. Not going to tell you how, go leave that up to you, but they're fucking adorable. Those things are so damn cute. I love them. And honestly, there's just not really anything bad to say about this game, except for the fact that it's got bugs. And honestly, the bugs that I've encountered so far have not all been like catastrophic failures, you know. Most of them have been a result of playing multiplayer with my friend, and, you know, yeah, that kind of happens. The game tells you outright. It's like, hey, multiplayer is kind of fucky right now, so you can play it. Just be mindful of that. You know, the biggest issue I had, I believe this comes more down to my own crappy internet connection than the game's fault of the games itself. But I built a tractor. In all of my excitement, I love cars of all kinds, so like in a game like this, when I can build myself vehicles, I'm just like, dude, hell yeah, I want cars, you know. And so I build myself this tractor, and yeah, it's a buggy mess for me. He can drive it with no issues, I drive it with nothing but issues. So yeah, but the two of us, he and I have been playing this game for a couple days together, and we've got a lot of time sunk into it. And we're actually shockingly pretty far along the milestones. We're working on stuff to unlock further milestones, which by the time you're watching this could possibly have already been done. Who knows? I don't know when you're watching this. So, yeah. But there are things that you want to pay attention to. Obviously, you know, running this kind of stuff requires power, electricity, energy. You're going to need to generate it. You know, and starting out, you're going to need to be building a lot of biofuel generators. And while there's nothing wrong with those, you need to refill them probably more frequently than you would like. And honestly, there's probably better ways of making power, like coal. Once you get the coal power, it becomes a little bit more shoot and forget, because you can just feed coal and water straight into it and not really worry too much about it. Honestly, it becomes pretty shoot and forget at that point, you know. But you know, if you do overshoot your electricity, that's it. You got to figure something out. You got to build another generator, you got to put something on standby, you know. But if you're flipping that switch and it just keeps cutting right back off, you gotta figure something out. You just have to. You don't really have much of a choice. But overall, do I recommend this game? Do I personally recommend and put my stamp of approval on the game Satisfactory? I do. I really do. The early game is a bit slow. As you'll see in the footage, the early game is a bit slow. There's a lot of manual crafting going on in bulk. But once you start automating things and start figuring things out, you'll start to see that satisfaction kick in, you know? You'll start feeling like you're in a Benny Benassi music video. And, like, looking over all your work and like, dude, hell yeah. You know, like, we went into this shit blind and figured everything out that we've been figuring out, you know? And figuring out how to run conveyors so that they're not in the way, so that they're also being efficient, figuring out how to run piping, figuring out how to assemble certain things, how to do it effectively, how to do it efficiently, how to get your resources to you effectively and efficiently. There's a whole lot of things that come into this game that you might not really think about out at the beginning, but it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff, and it uses your brain and encourages growth. It encourages you to think outside the box in order to construct the box. You're not thinking inside the box or outside the box. You're building the box your damn self, and then you can decide where you're thinking as far as the box is in relation to the box. That's up to you. There's a whole lot of freedom.
You have unlocked hub
Also,
feature, biomass burner.
they have a little
Scanner feature,
they have a
offer
currency
new
system
buildings and
where you
recipes,
can
which be
send
found in the
excess
build menu and
resources
craft bench, respectively.
over to
Seventh
what they
objective.
call an awesome
Complete hub
sink,
upgrade
and that
3.
creates
Note,
points
connect buildings
in
to
order
biomass burner
to
for power.
generate
Note, buildings
coupons.
such as the
Those are
smelter
going to be your
require a
currency for the
recipe to be
awesome
set.
shop. 10 out of 10,
Advice.
one coupon
Automate
gets
the
you a
smelting
mug,
process and use
and
portable
you
miners
can
for optimal
sit there and
results.
sip out of the mug. That's a big win for me, because it's like you can sit there with this mug just sipping on your coffee, looking over at everything you've accomplished. Irish coffee specifically. Also, there's other vehicles in there. There's things you can unlock by putting certain things in the sink. I'm not going to get into that too much. That would take the fun away from it for you doing it if I were to tell you all that, And there's a whole lot of nuance going on here. This is a good game to sink some time into. This is the kind of game you play on a day off, not like before you got to go to work or some shit. Because you'll end up late for work without realizing it, and nobody wants to be late for work, unless you do. Then I guess you do want to be late for work, and if that's the case, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, lots and lots of good times to be had here in this game. Lots of them. Lots of tongue-in-cheek evil corporation humor going on. Very much enjoyable there. I like how many games are doing this whole evil corporation humor. The Outer Worlds was another one that did it. Another notable one anyway. But yes, there's lots and lots and lots to do in this game. Lots of ways to do things, and it is very satisfying. It's very, very satisfying to build your own utopia of sorts. Your own utopia of manufacturing, And I hope that at least some of you guys will go out and pick this game up and really enjoy it for what it is. Because it is something really enjoyable. Honestly, truly it is. Grab it with a friend. Play it online. Put your brains together and make something that might not make sense to anyone else. Get crafty with it. Get artistic with it. Even if it's not necessarily efficient, if it's satisfying to look at and you enjoy it, that's really all that matters, ain't it? So, but with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and call this video here. Once the game gets a proper full release, I may do another video on it, because I really do genuinely enjoy this game, and I can see myself putting a lot more time into it. A lot more time into it. Good lord. And yeah. But I think for now that'll do it. We may, like I said, we may revisit this. There's other games that I would like to revisit as well. So look forward to that, my dudes. And again, as usual, remember to take care of yourself and take care of each other and be kind to one another. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, maybe grief that bell button a little bit, or go ahead and dislike it if you think I've earned it. And on that note, I will fucking see you later.